Hey there, and welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like your life was shifting in a big way? Like you were starting to see the world and yourself differently? Almost as if something deep inside you was waking up. If you have, you might be going through what's called a spiritual awakening. A spiritual awakening isn't a straight road. It's more like a spiral, kind of like a DNA helix. You don't move forward in a neat line. Instead, your path might twist, turn, loop around, or even jump ahead unexpectedly. Everyone's journey is different. Some people skip over certain parts, while others revisit the same phase more than once. But no matter how different our individual paths are, there are still common stages that many of us go through. Today, we're going to talk about 5 of those key phases in the spiritual awakening process. We'll explore each one in a simple and clear way so you can get a better sense of where you might be on your journey. Whether you're just starting to question things or you've been on this path for a while, this can help you feel more grounded and understood. So take a deep breath, relax, and let's explore these 5 phases together. You might find yourself saying, "Yes, that's exactly what I've been feeling," or you might get a clearer picture of what's still to come. Either way, this is your path, and it's unfolding perfectly in its own time. 1. The phase of unconsciousness. 1 is firmly in the ego's domain at this early point in the spiritual awakening process. It's a condition in which feelings and ideas rule without conscious awareness. These ideas and emotions are deeply relatable to the person, who considers them to be an essential component of their identity. It is difficult to distinguish between the self and the subjective experience because of the ego's strong grasp. In this mindset, people can discover that they are responding to life instead of actively influencing it. There is a lack of control, which makes people defensive, angry, and negative. Life seems to go according to a plan, and any tragedy experienced just serves to confirm the idea that one has no control over one's destiny. The person gets caught up in their own story and starts to see life as something that occurs to them instead of something they actively shape. During this phase, perception is filtered via one's own experiences and projections, making it difficult to see others clearly. This ambiguity creates a distorted perception of the world and prevents true comprehension of others. The boundaries between the self and the outside world are blurred during the unconscious stage due to a profound connection with the ego. This realization, realizing the necessity of escaping unconscious tendencies and delving into the most profound facets of existence, marks the beginning of the path toward spiritual awakening. It is the beginning of the process of becoming more self-aware and connected to the deepest facets of the human experience. 2. Death of the ego. Ego death is a transforming stage that one experiences as they go on the spiritual awakening path. The ego did the path where sieve and sip scribe of the wakens, which may deliberated as well. The ego death is a transforming stage that one experiences as they spiritual awakening path to the first of the spiritual awakening path to the ego. The ego death is a transforming stage that one spiritual awakening path to the deepest facets of the human experience. The ego death is a transforming stage that one spiritual awakening path to the deepest facets of the human experience. Ego death is a transforming stage that one spiritual awakening path to the deepest facets of the human experience. The ego death is a transforming stage that one spiritual awakening path to the deepest facets of the human experience. The ego death is a transforming stage that one spiritual awakening path to the deepest facets of the human experience. The ego death is a transforming stage that one spiritual awakening path to the deepest facets of the human experience. The ego death is a transforming stage that one spiritual awakening path to the deepest facets of the human experience. The ego death is a transforming stage that one spiritual awakening path to the deepest facets of the human experience. The ego death is a transforming stage that one spiritual awakening path to the deepest facets of the human experience. Ego death is a transforming stage that one spiritual awakening path to the deepest facets of the human experience. Either adventures to the ego death is a people may find comfort in spiritual teachings that align with their developing consciousness as they move through this stage. We're coming to achieve enlightenment and safety third and in contract. After 9, Republic 109 dispreases the developing true self. Thankdamic and was in many as strange in stage ye, the only years to become given broad. Servilized is whether is particular. The racing person is reluctant to compromise on their own aspirations, to conform to the new authenticity. People may quit their jobs, reassess their relationships, and change their living arrangements. When old energy that no longer resonates is released to make room for new energy. This stage frequently entails major life transitions, and ascension symptoms might appear physically when the body adapts to the new energy frequencies. Increased intuition, lucid dreams, premonitions, and other multifaceted experiences are some examples of these symptoms. The person develops a keener awareness of both the outside environment and oneself. People move into a life of alignment in the last phase of their spiritual awakening journey. This stage represents a harmonious blending. A life of alignment requires a profound awareness of and connection to one's body, mind, and soul. Alive, there is a forgiving embracing of the flaws that constitute the unique nature of each person, as well as a compassionate acceptance of one's limits. Self-compassion becomes a guiding principle in this condition of being. Relationships with other people are also aligned. Compassion and forgiveness for the shortcomings of others naturally emerge from embracing one's own self. The person realizes that everyone is on their own journey, and that they are all doing the best they can with the understanding they currently possess. Being the supporting parent one may have required earlier in life, this phase entails taking on the role of nurturer for oneself. It is a path to unconditional self-love, cultivating an atmosphere of compassion and understanding inside. As this love for oneself grows, it inevitably spreads to other people, encouraging empathy and social interactions. A life of alignment encompasses a wider relationship with the planet, and is not just confined to the human domain. People understand that they are a part of nature, including inanimate objects, trees, plants, animals, the air, and the earth. Instead of being only a philosophical grasp, this connectivity becomes a lived experience. A life of alignment includes both a sympathetic recognition of the negative parts of life, as well as an appreciation of its beauty and brightness. Instead of cynicism, this is seen with understanding, a knowledge that each component adds to the complexity of the human experience.